Good morning, good morning, good morning, everyone. We are here for another morning of live trading on YouTube. I believe I'm in all the places. Facebook, YouTube. I think I meant to be live on Instagram, but I didn't. Let's see if I can add Instagram real quick. Instagram wants you to do one extra step. So I may have to go and add that on. Where'd you go? Where'd all your stuff go? Where'd you go? There you go. Wow, that was interesting. That was interesting. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. We're here for Tuesday, January the 3rd. Sorry, Wednesday. The throw off of the first day made it feel like today's Tuesday because we traded yesterday, but we're trading today and yesterday, and the other day was Monday, which was a New Year's Day holiday. Yep. Here we go. So, hope everybody had a good green day yesterday as your first trading day of 2024. Hope you had a good green day because the market was interesting. If nothing else, it was interesting. It always is. I mean, every day the market really provides something interesting to do. It's always looking at ups and downs, which is all the market really does. Provides something interesting. It goes up and down. Where are we doing? Where are we doing? It's always looking at. What are we doing? I don't know what. Oh, there it is. Instagram decided it was going to join in. Not what we're doing here. I don't need this open. Okay, I want to go look at SPX from yesterday. So let's share my screen. I want to share my screen. There we go, screen 2. This is what the market looked like yesterday. Remember, we looked a little bit at the open. We were together in the morning. We were together in the morning. Hey there, Kiara Docs channel. Hi, how are you? So this is what we looked at yesterday morning. We had the opening gap, right? We had this opening gap going on, and the market went. Remember, I believe if you were here yesterday, you heard me mention that the nature abhors a vacuum and really would like to fill gaps. It filled it just a bit. Hit another resistance place here at 47.53, which 47.55 in itself is a resistance inside a support and or resistance. You can look back here and see that this same zone is a resistance area, support or resistance, which they're interchangeable, right? Going back and forth here. So it basically hit this resistance zone and turned back around. So now we actually can move our gap candle. Let me see. I had our gap line. We had a line for where the gap was that needed to be, needs to be filled. And here it is. Here it is. All right. So this is the gap. Let's go look at the morning. We're not quite ready for the market to open just yet. Few minutes. The market's going to open. Let's look and see what the VIX is doing this morning. Everybody who's coming on, welcome. Come on in. We're looking at Wednesday, January the 3rd. Seeing about getting ourselves up and traded this morning into the market, live in the market. Nope, I didn't want that. We're going live in the market this morning. What is our morning call? This pre-market call is something that we do inside of the membership, inside of the Educator2Trader membership every day. I decided this week that we would bring it live to the YouTube world. Everybody who wants to hang out with us, we're here. And then we'll see where we go from here. basically, we'll see where we go from here. Alrighty, so I don't think I need that open anymore. The VIX is at 1383. It's up 0.63. Generally, when the VIX is up, the market is down, right? They work in converse. So the VIX is up a little bit. Yesterday, it was in the 12s. Then it went up to the low 13s, and now we're at 13.83. The VIX is an indication of fear in the market or volatility. It's the volatility index is what the VIX is. It's the volatility index. Good morning, Anand. Good morning, Karen. Hey, how y'all doing? The VIX is at 13.84. Let's see what Yahoo Finance has to say. Oop. The risk of an overpromising and under-delivering Fed. We don't ever want to do is overpromise and underdeliver. Now, I'm all for underpromising and over-delivering, not the other way around. You don't want to overpromise and underdeliver. U.S. futures slipped, bond yields rise as rate cut bets cool. Intel to spin out AI firm with outside backing. I saw this without and put it all in one word. With outside backing. Disneyland's Value Act support incoming proxy battle with Peltz. Okay. Consider a dry January for your finances. Not sure what that means. Maybe you can read some more of this. Robert Kiyosaki is down here talking Rich Dad Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki says he's 1.2 billion in debt because if I go bust, the bank goes bust. Not my problem. Oh, okay. Well, that is definitely, that's where you start using other people's money. OPM. You down with OPM? Y'all remember that? If you young, you don't know nothing about OPP. But OPM, you should know about whether you're young or old. OPM is other people's money. Other people's money. NASDAQ futures fall a second day following the worst session since October. Apple declines again. Yesterday, when Apple got devalued, they basically drug a lot of stuff down with them because that's just the way that works, right? A lot of people go with the tech, Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, those guys. When they go up, everybody goes up. When they go down, everybody goes down. That's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. Okay. Good morning, Rainey. Good morning, Adrian. Hey, everybody. So let's look here to see what our pre-market shows. Dow at futures, S&P futures, NASDAQ futures are all red right now. Oil is green and U.S. 10-year bonds are green. NASDAQ futures fall a second day following worst session. We just said that. Let's look at what Europe has going. Oop, everybody over in Europe is red. The DAX, the FTSE, CAC, FTSE, Milano, Stock 600, all of them down a pretty good bit. 1.3 on the DAX and 1.8 on CAC, 1.4 on the FTSE Milano, 1.0 on Stock 600, and FTSE is down 0.69. European markets drop as investors parse global picture. Maersk down 4.7%. Over in Asia, we also have a majority red going on over there. Okay, we look at other markets just to see how they trade because all these things are intertwined. All of the economies, all of the monies, which is why you see people and the trading of all the different stuff. It's tied together. It's all tied together, okay? U.S. currency and such trading ties in with foreign trading. All of them are intermingled. They do affect one another. ASX 200 down 1.37. Nikkei's down 0.22. Kospi's down 2.34. Hang Seng, which is the Hong Kong, is down 0.85. And the Shanghai is up a little bit of green. 0.17% is the Shanghai market. Is up just a little bit. South Korea and Taiwan lead Asia markets lower as tech firms slide after Apple downgrade. Okay, somebody says the Santa Claus rally is in trouble, may signal weaker stocks. I'm wondering if with the influx of the acceptance of the crypto or Bitcoin ETF, I'm wondering if companies are moving their money out of some of these other guys who've had a really good run this year, that had a really kind of at all-time highs, the Nvidias, Microsofts, Netflix. Netflix fell off a cliff yesterday. I'm wondering if these big hedge firms are maybe moving their money out of some of these in preparation for buying into this Bitcoin ETF. How do it know? I don't have a clue. This is just me speculating. But I'm wondering if that's what's happening. Because yesterday and today we did see a bit of a downfall where these people, maybe these hedge funds or whatever, had their money in these strong places, Nvidia, Microsoft, Meta, AMD. We can go on. Tesla, I guess you can include them too. Apple. Are some of these hedge funds pulling their money out of some of these places just to be ready and poised to put their money into this Bitcoin ETF? As Arsenio Hall used to say, how do it know? Make things that make you go, I don't know if he did how do it know. I think he did things that make you go, He might have done how do it know as well. I don't remember. Y'all remember which one he did? I know he did things that make you go, but did he do how do it know? Anyway, today's meetings we got coming up. FOMC member Barkin is speaking or spoke at 8:30. 8:30 came and went. It's an hour ago. At 10 o'clock, we're going to have ISM manufacturing PMI, JOLTS job openings, ISM manufacturing prices at 10 o'clock. All day, we've got Ward's total vehicle sales. And at 2 o'clock, this is the biggie. Ding, ding, ding. This is the big one here. Ooh, zoom in. FOMC meeting minutes at 2 o'clock. We'll see what's going to be said there. Yeah, Arsenio was things that make you go, Who did how do it know? How do it know? Was that not him? Anyway, that's the meeting. The big thing today is 2 o'clock. So if you're trading 0 DTE, and we have a lot of people in our community who trade 0 DTE. If you're trading 0 DTE, you want to be prepared. Maybe wait till after the 2 o'clock time frame comes, or of course, you can trade something, get in, get out. Be careful with your day trades. If your account is not big enough to hold the day trades, be careful with that, right? But you may want to wait. As sellers, we usually wait because there's no rush for a seller to jump in too fast. We're option sellers. Good morning, Miss Barbara. Hey, Stefan. Hey, Lady T. Hey, Tanya. Hey, Saida. I didn't say hi to all y'all. So we can wait till later. When the volatility is up, the premiums are also up. They stay up pretty nice. You can wait till after your 2 o'clock run, see what direction the market decides to go, and place your trade that way as a seller, right? Of course, if you're a buyer, you got to kind of hope for the best. Now, I won't say hope for the best because definitely you use technicals. But when you have these binary events or things you can't necessarily tell which way it's going to go after, then you either got to have you might have to have a crystal ball, and we don't want that. Yep, we don't want that. Cool. I got a message I need to reply to real quick. There we go. Okay, so this morning we gapped down. I'm showing this morning's gap. I don't need this. I think this was yesterday's candle I was showing, and I want this to come down to let us know what we do as far as the open today. We gap down again today. I'm going to put this here, but I want to turn it into a dotted line. Let's make it green. Let's make it dotted because green is for the gaps. The green is for the gaps. That's how I remember where the gaps are. But we're on the 2-minute chart right now. That means every candle is worth 2 minutes. Okay. 2 minutes here. I was getting ready to say something and that jumped out of my head. So that means I'm not going to say it right now. Oh, charting. If you're somebody who is learning and understanding about charts, you're going to want to definitely do a check-in on start with the chart. We have a free Start with the chart tickets. Going to run along the bottom here. It's a free webinar. Startwiththechart.com. You can go and check out what's going on with your charting. Let's go back to where we were as far as events. S&P closed yesterday at 47.42, right? We're up and running this morning, though. So there's that. We're at 47.19, 47.20. I want to jump over and talk real quick about me add coming to the stage. Not that slide. Come on. Let's talk earnings for this week first. This was supposed to be set on number 1. There we go. Earnings that we have for today. I can't see this screen because it is small. Thursday morning. I can't see what this is. It is too little. I need a bigger slide. Ah la la. Let me see. I got a way. To be able to see it. I could also always move it to another screen, but that won't be as good. Hold, please. I see the market has opened. Let me see where it is. There we go. Maybe I can see it this way, and I can move it to the place where I can see what's happening. I can see what's happening. I believe I'm sharing. I can't see what I'm sharing now, which is weird. That's why I got 2 whole screens. Need to be able to see what's where at this point. Okay, so this morning we've got Walgreens Boots. That's what that was. I knew it was something I recognized. Walgreens Boots is this morning before the open. Conagra, RPM, Lindsay, Simply Good, and Radius Recycling. And then Thursday after market closes, we're going to today's Wednesday. My days are mixed. Oh my goodness. That's what happens when you don't go. I'm not going to school this week. So I'm all thrown off. This morning before the open, we had Uni first. Let's get our people and earnings together. And then we're going to have Calm after the close today. Simulations Plus and RGP is all going to be today. Tomorrow is those people I mentioned. That's Thursday. That's going to be on Thursday. Okay. Now I can go away from this, seeing that wasn't what I wanted to say. Anyway, let's talk about the numbers for today. This is S&P numbers. Adam Mancini is a Twitterer, but I believe he does technical analysis. He trades the ES futures, but we take the ES futures because it works along with SPX. They kind of move together, right? So we take and watch to see if there's a gap between these two. And then we, transform the numbers. Yeah, there we go. Into what works for us. Good morning, Baron. So Adam says, yesterday I was looking for pops off of the 47.38, 47.41, and 27. And after multiple that go to 470.55 target, we are back again now. It's decision time. The plan today, 47.27 is support. It's weak now. The bulls need to reclaim 47.31 fast within 30 minutes to trigger a ride up to 47.48, 47.53. But if 47.27 fails, then we sail to 47.17, 47.05, right? This is Adam Mancini. He is a level-to-level trader as a buyer, okay? I always tell my community, when you're looking at other people's information, you really want to know kind of what are they trading. Are they trading as a buyer or as a seller? Are they trading, spreads? Are they doing long term? Because depending on what outlook you have, it's going to depend on what kind of things you see. If you're looking out long term, you're going to look for long term stuff, right? If you're going in short term, you're looking for short term stuff. Okay, that's how that goes. So he is a level-to-level trader as a buyer. So he buys from level to level, basically. We're sellers. So we're looking for where won't the price go today? Where won't? We want to be out of the money. We want to be out of the money. So XSP If you're trading XSP, this is all SPX numbers over to the left. If you're trading XSP, though, we're saying that it probably won't go past 475 on the call side, and it probably won't go below 470 on the put side. I didn't say this yet, but let me say it real quick. I'm not an investment advisor. I'm not an investor advisor, none of those things. I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional. I'm regular old people. I'm Arlissa Pinkleton, educator to trader. I help people look at trading the stock market as a seller. That's what I do. We use credit spreads. We use cash secure puts. We use covered calls. We do a little bit of shorting. That's what my community does. I have a whole community of folks who hang out. We all hang out together and trade together, learn together. And you know what? We make money together. That's what we do. And we're trying to incorporate you all as well, trying to include you all as well, right? Bringing everybody along as many people as will let us bring them along. That's what we're trying to do here. We look at the stuff in the morning. When I said this stuff, we look at earnings, numbers in the morning. What are other markets doing? What does the open look like? We look at all these things in the morning so we can see how can we potentially profit during the day? How do we know what's going on and what's where and what's moving, what's going down like Apple, what's going up like the crypto stuff? You know, we're looking at things like that in the morning to help us determine and set our trades. Right. Then we have a membership where we trade together in an exclusive Telegram. We trade together. We all hang out together. Okay. This coming, what day is it? This coming Saturday, we're doing Chart Your Way. We're starting Chart Your Way to 100K. We're starting. This is going to be a 4-week boot camp. Chart your way to 100K. Learn how reading stock charts can double your profits. I know there's been people who trade based on what you see, what somebody tells you, what number somebody else gives you, and suchy. But you need to know how to read these things for yourself. So that way, if you can't get that stuff from whoever you're getting it from, or if they stop giving it, or if you see it late, can you trade for yourself? Can you decide for yourself what a stock is going to do based on what you see? Now, things do what they're going to do, but can you look for yourself and determine, you know, what is this potentially going to do? Is this stock coming into a resistance level? Is it at support? Is it going on an upwards trend? What does the moving averages say? What do my indicators say? Those are all the things that are going to be talked about over the 1 month or the 4 weeks of this boot camp, right? Chart Your Way to 100K is the link you can use. .com. Chart Your Way to 100K.com will get you right there and get you ready to register. Chart Your Way to 100K.com. It's, oh, nope, that's going to have that letter in there is an F, and that F doesn't belong there. That doesn't belong. HTTP to Chart Your Way to 100K.com. There we go. That one's accurate. Okay, let me stop this banner from running and change over to the Chart Your Way to 100K. All right, let's go back to coming back to the stage. I don't know. SPX is just kind of opened up and kind of chilling out. Let's go look at some other stuff. See what other things are doing out here in these stock market streets. This is Apple. This was Apple opening up. It did a little bit of a hot run going up to 185.85, and now it is on the ride back. Let's look at how it played out yesterday. This is the 15-minute. I don't want that one. I kind of want to see the daily chart so we can see what did it do yesterday. This was Apple. This red candle here was yesterday on Apple. It gapped down and then it went down further. It dropped down some more. It opened down here. This one at 184.22, and it is trying to come back up. But there is a gap now that it will need filling on Apple. There's a gap. It's a seller's gap between 187.15 and 192.53. That'll be a nice little, once it hits some support and starts to go the other way, that may be a nice little ride going back upwards. I don't know. We might have a few more days. Maybe, we're going to wait and see what gets said this afternoon by the FOMC. I think this is going to be key information here that we're going to be told. This is a pool. Okay, come on. There we go. A buyer's gap. Not a text buyer's gap, just a buyer's gap. There we go. This buyer's gap from back in November the 9th. And then now we have this up here as our seller's gap from yesterday. Means there's sellers waiting in here. They would love to. You skipped me. I wanted to sell mine at 192 and you skipped me. I wanted to sell it at 191 or 190, 189. You skipped me. So basically these orders that have those that are already like limit orders that are sitting, then they're just basically waiting until they come back. So the price comes back up there in order to put me in, coach. Who got into some trades yesterday? Did anybody get into any of our credit spreads yesterday? A tweezer top. Tell us more. I've never heard of a tweezer top, Tanya. Tweezer top. That's a new phrase for me. I'm interested to hear what that means. Let me see. I'm turning that comment on so I can see what was said there. Oh, save. Save, it's looking real weird on the I'm not sure why Spirit looks so funny on the option chain. It's like maybe the bid ask is a little big or something, but it's a big red candle on Apple. This is called a tweezer top. It's a big red candle on Apple. Yes, it is. Let's go look at what Mara did yesterday. Several of us were in Mara as of yesterday. I did Carvana and TQQQ. We had talked about Carvana, and I don't think we talked about TQQQ, but we talked about Carvana using PeakBot for Carvana. I use PeakBot as my automated trader. It will enter trades for me, put credit spreads based on the stocks that are showing bullish, and it picks the stock. I mean, no. I pick the stock and it picks the strike. I pick the stock. PeakBot picks the strike. And then it enters the trade for you, pulls in your money, and it will go all week on its own until it expires, unless you close it, because you can always close it yourself. I'm looking down here because this is where my list of stuff is. I did XOM yesterday, and I did XLK. Let's look at Mara. We were looking at Mara. Mara has a little bit of a gap down today, but hopefully Mara's going to go ahead and hit its support. It needs to go ahead and hit its support. Yesterday, we talked about doing a PCS under 22. Put credit spread under 22. And the current price of Mara is 22 and some change, because this gap, remember we talked about the gap that was here? It kind of went right down into this gap, this buyer's gap. Hit some buyers, because that's what moves things up and down. Buyers moves it up, sellers move it down, basically. It came in here, hit a buyer order in its zone. This is the low of this candle. Okay, move out the way. The low of this candle is 2039. So it hit a buyer order and went on back up. Some buyers jumped in. A tweezer top is a bearish reversal pattern seen. Let me put it on. I'm gonna put it on the screen because I like that. Show us. My computer's trying to keep up with all the pieces. A tweezer top is a bearish reversal pattern seen at the top of uptrends and consists of two Japanese candlesticks with matching tops. The matching tops are usually composed of shadows or wicks. Looky there. Yeah, interesting. That's interesting. Listen, if you are somebody who, looks at candlesticks, we're going to talk about candlestick patterns and whatever when we get into our chart your way to 100K. Candlesticks and candlestick patterns is a part of that too. Tweezer top is one I hadn't heard though. Look at that. We learn something new every single day. Adrian said she did XOM as well. If you did Mara as a call credit spread yesterday, that trade should be about ready to close right now. With the price where we are now, it should be ready to close. If you did not get in Mara yesterday, you now want to maybe get underneath this. Well, we talked about under 22 anyway, but you may want to get even underneath this gap, maybe down into 19 or 20. You may want to do a put credit spread and go with it, planning to go back up, depending on how the rest of this day goes. Remember, when you're doing credit spreads, if you do this Friday, you only got to basically work with today and a couple more days. It may be good, though, for today to wait and see what happens after the 2 o'clock, because we don't know if the FOMC meeting minutes is going to have an impact on some of the crypto-related things, the Bitcoin-related things, okay? Let's go look at XOM. Then we're going to go back to SPX. That's not a stock, right? That's not a stock. There we go, XOM. Exxon is the oil. I did a 100-101 put credit spread. And it is currently at 101.91. Let's get this bigger so we can see what we're looking at. I think Adrian said she did. Adrian or Tanya said they did the 104-105 call credit spread. That would have been a good place. Call credit spread. There's a buyer's gap here that is down to 100.37. Support here is at 99.98 or the 100. I did 100-101. That's what I did. Yeah, that's what I did. And today it is currently at 101.90. So it's right in the middle of these two zones. And it's been in between these zones for a while. If you notice, all this here is consolidation. It's been in between these zones for a while. XOM definitely may be another good look. Let's get SPX. Get to the right thing. We're ready to look at the 15-minute candle to see if we got a breakout happening. Breakout, and I'm not sure if it's breaking out because it looked like it was kind of doing its consolidation thing there for a while. Yeah, that happens, Tanya. Tanya says I'm negative 53%, even though it's out of the money. So a few things can lead to that. First of all, if the price is moving towards your strike, then that means that the premiums are also going higher. As long as your strike is out of the money, your trade is still good. That's one thing people get kind of confused about when we're dealing with, as a seller, that you get a little nervous with the red and the green. So even though your trade may be showing red, if it's not at your strike, your trade is still good, right? When it's at your strike, breathing down your neck, yada, yada, then you could be, a little more, you should be watching a little bit more. But as long as it's not at your strike, your trade is still good. Don't focus as much on the red and green, more so focus on the location of the price in relation to your strike. Because as a seller, we just need the price of the stock to not be at our strike at expiration. Even today's Wednesday, you got to Friday, you need it to not be at your strike at expiration. Okay, so don't get yourself too bothered by the plus minus. As a buyer, that plus minus matters a whole lot more. When I say matters, I don't want to think that it's like of non-report, but when you're a buyer, the green and the red makes a whole lot more difference. But when you're a seller, what you're concerned about is the location of the price in proximity to your strike price, because you just need it to expire, not at your price. That's what you need. Okay, so the first 15-minute candle, one thing we do in our community is we look for a breakout. we look for SPX to break out of the first 15-minute. And I was trying to make this bigger so we could see these candles a little better. Okay. We want to look at, there's a gap there, but I want to show that, not that one. You can move just a bit. But the red candle is at the top of this first 15-minute candle. And then we want it at the bottom of the 15-minute candle. I got to concentrate on the colors. There we go. So this first 15-minute candle has a range of, I had a high of 47.22 and a low of 47.17. Looks like, though, this next 15-minute candle has made a run for it. So when we start looking for the breakout, we're saying, okay, we want to see which direction does it break out of this first 15-minute candle, and we trade with that trend initially, right? So my community does credit spreads on SPX every single day. We do 0 DTE on SPX, 0 DTE on SPX and XSP. Okay, we have a whole strategy that goes along with this. You can find the strategy, strategy at spxplaybook.net for $27. It's a whole strategy that we talk about. How do we utilize this? Now, if you need more, I have a more in-depth product that really walks you through when to enter, how to enter, what to enter. But the strategy itself is the Power Hour strategy and all is inside of that playbook. So we look to see what is the breakout, which direction are we breaking out? We trade with the trend. So if it's going down, we do call credit spreads. If it's going up, we do a put credit spread. And then we use the PDT hack, which basically is a way for you to trade, to do 0 DTE trades without using your day trades, right? Because that's one of the things most people contend with is, I want to trade 0 DTE stuff, but I don't have, oh, look at that. Y'all see that monster? Ooh, SPX said, no, you will not. But you look to see that, oh my goodness, I almost lost my train of thought with that big old green candle. Oh, okay. So, oh my goodness, I was in the PDT hack conversation. This green candle threw me all the way off. So this is the thing I want to say too about this. Even though we look to see it break out of that first 15-minute candle, we generally don't enter a trade until 10:15. We start really looking at 10:15 to enter, because that gives you enough time to confirm the direction. So like, even though that second candle here was a good red one, right? And it shows like it did close outside of the breakout space, we don't enter until about 10:15, because you want to make sure that this direction is confirmed. Okay. So Tanya says, or if the candle after the second 15-minute candle is inside, then what do you do? Like now? Like, what if it doesn't break? Then you wait. That's a good question. If the direction has not been confirmed and it's not really clearly going in a direction after 10:15 or so, then you wait until a direction is clearly seen. Okay, and that could be 10:30, 11 o'clock, 11:15. Sometimes it can be up to noon to see a clear direction, but this is where your patience has to pay. Your patience pays. So then, okay, so after then we get a direction confirmed, you put on your one trade. PDT hack helps you to put your other trade on to lock in your profits. That's the reason why we use the PDT hack. We want to lock in our profits, right, in a way that we're not using our day trades, because depending on your account size, you don't want to use up your day trades. You can get 3 in a 5-day window. And if you do those every day, it's quick. You'll run out of them quite quick if you're not careful. So we use the PDT hack to help us. SPX credit spreads take $500. XSP take $100. Why do we use just SPX and XSP? It's because they are cash settled, which means at the end of the day, the trade goes your way. The only thing that happens is the broker takes your cash, right? If you put your cash on the line, if the trade goes well, you get your cash. Trade doesn't go so well, they take your cash. But you don't have to worry about any shares. You don't have to worry about getting assigned. All those things like that don't happen with SPX and XSP. There's a couple of other cash settled ones too, but we don't trade those, right? We just trade SPX and XSP in a 0 DTE fashion, right? So what we see now, we're on the 30 to 15-minute candle, and the direction is not conflamed because it basically decided we're going back up here to fill the gap. There was a gap between the close, and this morning? Yeah, that was the 4 o'clock candle. Closed up here. So now this gap between those two, between today's open and yesterday's close, you know, the market does like to fill its gaps. And we may get a bit of a run up. That I don't like to talk a lot about manipulation, but the powers that be know what's going to be said today at 2 o'clock, and they know what kind of effect it may have on the market. So sometimes stuff gets pumped up, pump it up. Sometimes stuff gets pumped up. So that way it cannot. They get you to put your money in, and then they snatch that rug. Shoot. There's a weekly resistance at 47.23. We're about right there right now, huh? We're about right there right now. Listen, candle charting and charting of support, resistance, trends on multi-level. This is a good skill to have. That's totally a good skill to have, because you want to be able to look for yourself and you want to have confidence. This is really one of the things I want to get to convey during the 4-week boot camp is I want to increase your confidence with selecting your own trades, selecting your own strikes, selecting your own strategies. I want to convey that level of confidence with you, so that way you're not hoping what somebody else said is going to happen and what they tell you when to get in and don't tell you when to get out. You want to know for yourself that this is my trade, and I got conviction on my own trade, so I'm willing to stay in it through some volatility, because there will be volatility that happens, right? This year, what we're doing is we're going left. Let's go left. This is not the Beyonce's left. This is Arlissa's left. Okay, we're going to lean in on 1 to 2 strategies, right? Lean in on 1 to 2 strategies. If you're not sure which strategy, trading strategy for you.com. If you're not sure what strategy really suits your personality, suits your life, suits your trading style, then go to do trading strategy for you.com. I just put it in the chat. Go and do that. Trading. Let me see if it's down here somewhere. I think it is. There we go. Trading strategy for you.com. That way you can find out, because everybody doesn't trade the same. People are different levels of aggression, different levels of comfort with their money. You need to figure out what suits your personality and what suits your life. All right. So we're going to go left. Lean in on 1 to 2 strategies. We're going to get some education on the strategy that you find out that really suits you. Then we want to get some education. Okay. You can find all of my training stuff at Educator2Trader.com, but you want to get some education. Then the third thing we're going to do is focus on the fundamentals. Fundamentals. Fundamentals, the chart your way to 100K and other fundamentals goes no matter what strategy you choose, whether you're a buyer or a seller, whether you're doing stock, long-term investing. All of this that all goes with this the 4-week boot camp we got going. Right? You need fundamentals. What does all this stuff mean? What is a candle? What are some candle patterns? What are charts? What are chart patterns? All these good things, right? And then the last thing you want to do is trade with a plan. You want to trade with a plan on my YouTube channel. Speaking of which, go ahead and like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. I haven't mentioned that yet. Go ahead and do that so you can make sure you don't miss any of my content. Okay. But you want to trade with the plan. I do have, I may be able to grab it out of here, this link to a video on my channel that you can use. Let me see if I can grab it. There we go. That you can use to get a trading plan. You need a trading plan, and different strategies require different trading plans. Okay, so you're going to want to have one. If you're trading without a plan, don't do that. We don't do anything without a plan. If you decide you're going to do whatever, we're going to do it with a plan. And you got to get you a trading plan that you're going to design your trading plan when things are settled down, when it's quiet. You design your trading plan when things are quiet. So that way, when you're in the midst of a trade and things are going and your emotions are running, you can fall back on your trading plan that you set for yourself when things were not excited, when things weren't when your nervous system wasn't under attack, right? So that's when you use your plan. Well, it feels like this little, it still wants to hang out in here. So we have to wait and see what comes. Tanya said, I bet it's a fake pump up. Yep, probably. I surely wouldn't doubt that it's a fake pump up. I would not doubt it. I was looking for the list. We do generally have, this comes out from me every weekend. I put this list of credit spread trades out. This afternoon at 2, I might not be able to do 2. I'm going to have to see what I can do. Usually on Wednesdays at 2, I go live, but I actually have an appointment I may have to be at today. But we'll see. But I come back and talk about these. Every Sunday I go live, right? We're doing the morning call this week. We're doing it with everybody in the YouTube world who is interested in hanging out with us. Going forward after this, though, you got to look over to the side, the E2T membership on YouTube. If you want to continue to be a part of the morning call, then you may need to sign up and on YouTube as a booster. As a booster, it's a $34.99 price point where you can be here for all the morning calls. Now I have a full membership, and my full membership, we do the morning calls. We have a weekly training every Wednesday, and we do a coaching call every first Saturday of the month. That's the full membership for $97. And that includes the morning call too. But if you only want the morning call, I don't want the other stuff. If you don't want the other stuff, then you got to hop on with YouTube, $34.99, and you can get that. If you want the 97, that includes all the stuff and an exclusive Telegram group. We all trade together. It's the community. It's all the stuff that's happening, right? It's all the stuff that's happening. Y'all see what's going on with this candle? Ran it up real quick, made everybody jump on calls. People go, third candle, it's going up, big green candle, let's get in calls. And I'm not saying it won't turn around, but that's a long wick. That's a long wick up there, baby. When it filled some of the gap, only some of it. Only some of it. Okay. Anybody got any questions? I'll reserve a little bit of time. We're going to wrap up. This call is supposed to last 30 to 45 minutes, and we're coming into the 45-minute window. Anybody got any questions? That's a mess. Yeah, you know how they do. They mess with you. Main thing I want you to remember today, I talked about it at the beginning, okay? The calendar today at 2 o'clock, FOMC meeting minutes is going to come out. So there may be one-way movement today. There may be just consolidation in anticipation of what is to come. But it is, as a seller, there's no reason to rush in, right? Time decay is the friend of the seller. It is mi amigo, mi amiga. Time decay is our friend. So we can wait till after it's said and done and then see what direction we're going. Y'all see how that candle turned red? So the going downward direction just may be confirmed. We're on third candle. 10:15 is usually where we start to look to see which direction. If it's confirmed going down, you got call credit spread, then you use your PDT hack to go the other way. Okay. So I didn't see any questions pop up. Tanya, that's why I don't mess around on Wednesdays when FOMC reports. Be careful, y'all. Yeah, this is true. You got to be wise. You got to be very wise. All righty. Definitely be wise. I'm going back to me. Back to me, Jack. There we go. All righty. This has been wonderful hanging out with y'all. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. All righty. Educator2Trader.com is where all of my stuff is. You can find me there. You can always send me an email, Arlissa@Educator2Trader.com. Those of you who are with me in Telegram, feel free to message me there if you got something you need to say or ask or whatever. But yeah, let's keep doing this. 2024, we're trying to make 2024 our best trading year yet. I know there's been people inside, outside my community where we've learned and learned and learned. And it seems like the consistent level of profits kind of seems to be a little fleeting. We win a bunch, we lose a bunch. Potentially that's because we jump around strategies, right? Let's lean in this year to one or two. If we streamline ourselves and really get very strategic, right? We get very stealth and strategic with 1 to 2 strategies. It won't be to stop us. It won't be able to stop you. Okay, but we have so many things going on in your world. You have to bring this down to a clear and a thin line, because we still got lives, we still got marriages, families, children's jobs. We still got all the things, and we're trying to trade. Okay, so if you got to bring this down to where it's just something you can handle, something you can manage, and something you can master. Right? We need to get down to something we can master. All righty. I really hope you all are considering joining the 4-week boot camp for the month of January, because we're going to make some stuff happen. I promise, when you learn more, you earn more. And starting with week 1, you're going to see a difference in your profits immediately, because you're going to know more and you're going to be more confident. You're going to have some more knowledge that's going to help you make good trades. All right. All righty. Well, we do 2 things in my community. Always. We do 2 things here around here. Boom, boom, boom. We stay green and we get this money. All right. I'll see you all in the market. Goodbye, everyone.